Yo, Laurent.
What is going on, guys? What is going on?
Yo, episode 90.
Yep.
Um, Before we get into the meat of things, I just want to say it's been a pleasure.
Let's pause. Let's start with a
It's
pause.
been a pleasure.
P for pause.
Oh, before what? Huh?
Yeah, before we get into the meat of things, we're not a butcher shop, bro. We don't
Oh,
sell.
100%. Whoa, 100% we are a butcher shop because what's gonna go down in this episode?
Mm,
Butchering.
Jeez.
It's a butchering of Liam Rossinier. But before we get there, episode 90, it's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully we got 90 more and then some. But yeah, let's get right into it. How you feeling, Laurent? You know, we were just talking about it. Your service level agreements need fine tuning, the
mm.
butchering, you know?
Honestly, man, guys, not gonna lie, bro. I'm feeling great. Feeling pretty upbeat.
Mhm.
Um, life is good. On all aspects. National level, club level. Obviously, it's rocky, but I'm still in there, man. I'm still in there. I'm still kicking. I do believe that to my fellow Chelsea fans, for some of them, man, it's near heart attacks for them. But for me, man, I'm still there. I'm still there. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for the return game, if I'm being honest.
What out of 100%, what percent do you give Chelsea?
Hmm. Under that return game,
Not to win the game, to win the tie, like to
so,
advance.
yeah, I'd say like 30-40. Even that, I feel like that's probably being a bit generous, but
30-40.
yeah.
I give you guys like five.
Hey, man, there's been bigger upsets in the world of football. And I will say that home corner advantage. My hope is that we get in our attacking players by then, all right? Obviously, even Esteval, because for those who did not see the lineup, or not the lineup, sorry, the bench, when the lineup was first announced, at that point, that's when I was a bit worried if we were going to need to depend on the bench. Later on in the game because our attacking players were not there on that bench, right? I think we had a Delap Garnacho and nothing much else, man. So yeah, looking
Outside of
forward to.
Esteval, who missed the game? Because I'm just trying to understand. You guys spent $2 billion and you're still saying you don't have attacking depth off the bench?
Yeah, no, like I mean, did you guys see? Hold on, let me check it
Your
here.
bench was Delap, Lavia, Garnacho, Sanchez, Adebayo, Badashil, Santos, Sar, Hato, Achimpong, Giu, and
Hmm.
then Max Merrick.
Yeah, man, and that's it's a concerning reality, right? Because again, who did they bring on during the half that sh during the second half that sh shook the game?
Cavaskelia and Kang In Lee.
Exactly, right? So if we're looking for those kind of players, right, you have an Estival, he's not there. Or Garnacho, not even close. And then look, the rest of the names, the lap. Like you see what I'm saying? Like there's no one else in there that we could have brought in to even do something.
But can
So
I ask you honestly, I know I give you a lot of banter about $2 billion, but
mm,
like genuinely, you guys spend $2 billion and you're still questioning, and I'm not trying to banter you, I'm just being genuine.
mm.
You guys spend $2 billion and you're still saying you don't have enough to come off the bench. Whereas Arsenal and Arsenal fans can say, yeah, we spent $1 billion, but at least we have something to bring off the bench.
I mean again, right? In regards to these new owners, listen, I can't say that I'm in I see them in the best of lights. I did prefer my other owner, my previous owner, right? The guy who has brought us how many titles, right? That was the guy for us, but he's not there. And these guys are in charge. So at this point, right, you're hoping that given this season, right, and given the return on investment that they've made, that they can at least pry a lesson from it and make better decisions in the future going forward, right? I also do know that from that price tag, one of our big players was supposed to be Modric, right? Funny enough, obviously, he isn't even playing football at the moment, right? But he came with a heavy price tag as well, right? He
He
was thought to
did.
be
He
a
did.
big advancement, right? And he is at the winger position, right? So, in a game like this, had he been of the quality, right? These are the kind of players that you're looking to bring on to do something. But
In a game like this, Madueke would have definitely changed it for you guys.
nah, I don't know about that, bro. If I'm being completely
Over
honest,
Garnacho?
you can,
Over Delap?
again, you can, but look how low the bar is, right? You see what I'm saying? Like you're saying over Garnacho over the lap. Okay, yeah, sure, but the bar is still fairly low,
Of
right?
course, but you guys spent 60 million on a Garnacho, and you
Right.
could have spent 60 million on a Gahey, and that would have shored up your back line. And maybe if you lost, it would have been 3-2, 3-1 rather than a 5-2.
Again, I'm not here to defend the decisions of these current owners. I can only speak as to the performances in present time, right? Our new manager, which I do quite like. I'm not gonna lie, even after this performance, he does have my backing. You guys can scrutinize me on that later on. But all in all, right? Like I said, I am quite upbeat. It was an enjoyable game for me. Everything until that Jurgensen mistake, that which obviously was the pivotal point in the game. To me, this game was it was a good game. It was a very good game for the fans and for the neutral as well, right? Because I do assume you did watch the game as well,
I,
Mehrdad,
I
from.
watched the game because I actually was not going to watch the game. And then when you sent
Mm,
that message in the group chat saying your hate watch begins at 3, I was like, damn,
mm,
I actually want to watch City,
mm.
but I didn't. I tuned in and I watched the entire Chelsea game.
Okay, okay. Well, funny enough, I think having if you there was no losers in terms of right watching either game because both games did have their fair share of goals and entertainment respectively, right? So
Hmm.
yeah. Uh,
Are you
C CJ, how
are
you
you
doing, bro? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, no. Thanks for tagging me in there. I had to ask Laurent a
Pause.
question. Um Laurent,
yes.
are you worried now? Or are you still not worried?
Worried as to the tie or just worried as to Liam Turner at the club and everything else that comes with what's at stake for Chelsea in the future? Like which one?
No, no, so just ahead of this game, your demeanor was all, I'm not worried. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not worried. I'm not worried. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
first leg done, score 5-2.
Mm.
Are you worried now?
So as to the tie is what you're asking me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's okay. It's okay to be
if we
honest.
yeah, no, I mean again, right? That's why I'm trying to calculate my words here, right? Um, if we do get the required attacking reinforcement in time for this game, I'm going to have to say no. Because I do think again, right? For me, I mean, the best scoreline, if we're all being honest, would have been the 2-2, right? When it was a draw, and then that mistake happens and it's 3-2. Second best scoreline. Um, and then I believe that was when Reece James made that mistake in the mid, right? We slept on the defense, and that was the 4-2. Third best scoreline, right? And then after that whole ball boy incident, right, the game resumes. We concede in that manner, late goal, and it's 5-2. So given the fact that this is a return game at the bridge, there's a bit of hope in French, like the French like to say, a bit of an espoir, right? So there's a bit of hope for us, and I do believe that that hope can only be carried out if we do have a certain personnel on the pitch, right? Mind you, game plan, I think for me and for the players, right? You don't have to necessarily go all out first half for that second game. We are going to cover it in the later part, but keep it 1-0, right? Even if you up 1-0 in the first half, that's good. And then now it's only a 2-0 game, right? And you're looking to score another two. But again, that only happens if you do have the attacking players to be able to make that happen, right? So if those players aren't there, then that hope that I have, unfortunately, would not exist. Because I think at that point, right, it's truly a miracle. But either way, I back the manager. I back the decisions that were made. It's an unfortunate result, but it is what it is, right? The football was great for us. And mind you, man, I thought.
So the only thing that
Go on, go on.
go on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I really thought it was 3-3 at one point, man. And I mean, I'm surprised they didn't even give us the VAR replay to kind of show the lines. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see
I
that.
saw it. I saw it, yeah.
Yeah, because on screen when they froze it, it kind of looked like he was onside, or you couldn't really tell. And yeah, right. It's 3-3, and to me, that's why I can somehow feel upbeat about it is because we're playing away at the Parc des Princes. We know PSG is that kind of side. And every time they hit us on the chin, we show that we can hit them back, right? So um, these were positive signs, right? And obviously it's errors, right, that cost us. And at the end of the day, it's been the recurring theme for Chelsea, right? Shooting ourselves in the foot all season. So
Hmm.
yeah.
The one attacking or the attacking reinforcements that you're sort of crying out for that you think will potentially sway the tie in the second leg. I assume it's only one player you're talking about, right? Because I mean, how much more can you add? We looked at your roster for the game, and it was pretty much everyone bar the one Esteval, right? Am I mistaken? In terms of like names that can change the game. So if I'm correct in saying that, then what do you think that he's gonna do to completely change the tie? Like, is he Lionel Messi? Do you know what I mean? And I say that respectfully to him. Like, is that what you're talking about? Like, you say if we have him back, essentially, what you're saying will change the tie, and you're therefore confident all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like, the guy is not. He's not that good. You know what I'm saying?
I think there is definitely an element of directedness that Esteval can bring, of getting into positions, creating havoc. Um, if you watch the game, you would notice that in terms of the matchups that Rosignor was looking to get, he isolated Cole Palmer in that position versus I forgot who that player was for them in the defense. Um, it was supposed to be Mendes there, but Mendes was always out of position because Mendes is
Neves.
was it Neves, that guy, right? Yeah. And you saw how much trouble Palmer was giving him, right? And to me, it's like, well, if you have a player like Esteval, right, who has that ability to dribble, who's willing to, right? Because as good as Palmer is, right, I don't see him as a dribbler in that sense, right? Being able to kind of take on a player like that. And yeah, that's what I'd hope to get out of Esteban, right? You isolate him, right? You get a certain matchup, and you're able to then create those chances, right? And then you have the likes of João Pedro, right, in the attack, who's hot in form, and who has proved that he can put the ball in the back of net, right? Even if it is offside. So um,
Yeah, but okay, so you're saying again, you're still saying this one guy gives you hope that the whole thing is going to change on the availability of Esteval. Come on. And also, again, these are professional footballers and professional coaches. Like, they're not
mhm,
dumb and naive too. We've seen Nuno Mendes as a lockdown defender.
mhm,
Um, so if they know the availability of Esteval, let's say,
mhm.
again, respectfully, he's not quite yet at the levels of the Neymars, the Messis, and even the Lamine Yamals, who we've seen Nuno Mendes lock down before. So what makes you think that that could just be a cancel? They can cancel each other out. You know what I mean? All it takes is coach to go, yep, tactical adjustment. Nuno Mendes stay at left back. You're locking down Esteval, this 18-year-old kid, and then
Mhm.
boom, there goes this threat that you think is going to change the game. You know what I
So
mean?
funny enough, when you say that, right now you just created a scenario where Mendes, right, is no longer an attacking threat to us, given
Sure,
the
but they
fact
don't need to score.
that's fine, right? And that's actually what we would want, right? We would want a scenario where that player, because Mendes has caused trouble in that game, right? Especially even in terms of him putting themselves in these attacking positions, and then they're just looking to lob those balls forward, right? So on one end, right, there's a neutralization effect for us that prevents a certain player of theirs to go into the attack, who has proven to be a handful in attack for not just us, but other teams across the board, right? So that's the first piece. And the second piece to us is again, right? Yes, it could prove to be a case where Mendes does pocket him, just like he pocketed Yamal in the Nations League final, right? But it's one of those where we won't know until it's game day, if we're being completely honest, right? Just like how when it came down to predict that game, and you guys all assumed that Yamal was going to give Mendes the runaround, and that did not happen, right? So it's one of those, well, you won't know until the game is actually going on. But um, I do believe in Esteval's just natural ability to maneuver these situations and to um, allow himself, right? Even if you can't beat him, well, you're looking to make those key passes in certain areas. My only concern would be that because he's been out for X amount of games, and it looks like he won't even feature in the Newcastle game this weekend, that you're throwing a kid in this type of game, right? With these kind of stakes, and now it's up to whether or not he's going to be able to even get up to speed, right? That quick, right? So it is a roll of the dice, but I think it's listen, look at our personnel, right? Like who else? Tell me who else, right? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Garnacho.
yeah, no, again, man. I listen, Garnacho wouldn't have done anything that game if we're all being real, right? Even if he had come in earlier, it's a sad reality, right? And it's a reality we have to face. Um, I think everyone hoped that he would have been a different player, but that just is not the case, right? And I just cannot give my backing to a player who just doesn't have that courage, right? To want to beat defenders, right? It just doesn't happen, right?
I
So.
mean, you saying all that courage, want to be defenders, that is Noni Madueke in a nutshell.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. And then you get
You
the
get the field goals.
yeah, the field goals, right?
Yeah,
That come
but
when
at least wants to take on defenders.
mm,
And that's everything that you've said in this little, 10-15 minute monologue is you need you need someone that wants to take on players and take on defenders and cause havoc.
hmm
And kind of tying it into our game, piss poor performance again. And I think one of the things that I was concerned about with this type of draw is
mm,
we're not going to take it seriously. And I think it's very unfair for me to say something like that. So I want to preface it by saying that we played I think 17 games or whatnot since the beginning of January. We've had like two or three draws, one loss, and the rest of them have been wins. And out of those 17 games, I think only four of them have been at home. So these players have traveled a lot. However, you're professionals, and you didn't get up for the game. Thankfully we had the likes of Havertz, and I have to credit Arteta for taking the star boy off. Saka was not having a good game at all. Took him off as soon as Noni Madueke came on the pitch. He was causing havoc. Exactly everything that you were saying, Laurent. He was driving at players. Yes, the end product sometimes isn't there, but he causes havoc. He gets in those areas that you want players to get into, right? Um, I do have a lot of questions, and I really don't want to spend too much time talking about the refereeing. But Andrick, their captain should have been sent off in the first half. Um, I think the referee looked at the context of the game, and I think if roles were reversed, I wouldn't want him to be sent off. But by the letter of the law, that is a second yellow, and he should have been sent off. He was just playing angry, and I think there was one play, CJ. I don't know if you remember, and Lauren, you watched the game too, where he just went in and just hit Gyökeres. Like he wasn't even looking at the ball. He just like,
Oh,
you know what I
no,
mean? Like
I think I know wait, no, wasn't the one where Gyökeres ran into him?
no,
Where they
no,
both
no.
collided?
Gyökeres was on the left, and the right back was coming, and then Andrick just came and he crunched him, like hit him, like using going for the ball. He just went right to his body.
Near the sideline?
Yeah, that was the first half.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I seen that, and I will say that Gyökeres, you gotta be bigger, bro. In my opinion.
Yeah,
In
but
my
that's
opinion.
that like, bro.
I mean, yeah, it was like what, like a basketball pick kind of thing. That's
Yeah,
what it
like
feels
there's
like.
no attempt at the ball. There's literally no attempt at the ball. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Penalty controversy. I don't want to hear it. It was
Mm,
a penalty. The fans who are saying that Noni dived, you're looking at the one angle that doesn't show that he was touched. When you flip it to the reverse angle that VAR confirmed the penalty, his ankle went underneath his leg. And when you risk a tackle from behind inside the box, you're risking that. So I don't want to hear nothing about penalty controversy because we Arsenal fans have been on the opposite side so many times that I don't even want to fucking hear it. Um, and lastly, for me, I think Kai Havertz, him being back, CJ, I think he is going to be the one piece that we actually need from here on out to help us if we're gonna win one trophy, two trophies, three trophies, whatever. He's gonna be the piece. But this performance, not good enough.
Mm. Well, let me ask you this. When is the last time you've been impressed by an Arsenal performance?
Last time I've been impressed by an
It's a good
Arsenal.
question, right?
Let's say Tottenham.
No, we own
Th-
them.
that was a good one. That was where my mind was going to as well.
I can't even say Tottenham or Chelsea because we own both those clubs. Um, what?
Uh,
What? Did I say something funny?
yeah.
Um, yeah. Maybe the Sunderland game?
Yeah, that's where my mind would have gone to next, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because like Spurs and Chelsea, it doesn't really count. We've been owning them. So being an owner of a club, like you can't really be impressed when you play them. Sunderland, I would say, yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
What am I saying that's so funny?
uh,
CJ, am I saying something that's funny?
I prefer not to speak
I'm
on
just
that
I'm
on that
just
on that
speaking
topic, however.
facts, bro.
Yeah. Um, However, yeah, it's funny. I think yeah, performances wise, if we're going back to like Sunderland, um, I think we're in problems if we're thinking that's our last, half decent performance. It's funny,
when was that?
that was February maybe, like
Yeah,
early February.
early. Yeah.
Um, and so since then, we've played the likes of Brentford, poor performance, Wolves, poor performance, as we know. Um, then there was Spurs. That's the one we played well in, and then Chelsea. I don't think we played well in that game. Um, Brighton, obviously, we didn't play well. Mansfield, we didn't play well, and then this one yesterday, we didn't play well, right?
Yeah.
Viewers, listeners, if I've missed any other games in between that period, let me know. But those are the ones that spring to mind immediately. Um, yeah, it's funny because the one in there that we said we did play well was the Spurs one, and I think that says more about Spurs than anything else. The fact that like they allowed us to play that well, considering in and around that game, all the other performances have been consistent, like consistently below par for us, right? It's just
Yeah.
the Spurs pretty much like rolled over and spread their legs open for us essentially. Um, so that says a lot about them and how shit they are. They actually made us look good because let's just keep it a buck right now. We're not playing good football at the moment. Yesterday we can say, how many times are we gonna say, not great, not good on the day, poor performance, but we'll take the result. Like that's now becoming a pattern. You know what I mean? Yesterday wasn't one in isolation where it's like, poor performance, but I'll take the result. It's like we're scraping over the line at the moment. Like we really are scraping over the line in these games. We're getting it done by hook or by crook. Brighton was the same thing. Not great, but 1-0, we'll take it and run. Chelsea even the same. We got away with it. They went down to 10 men late. We were on the ropes, even though they had 10 men, but we were on the ropes hanging on for the 2-1 in the end. Poor performance, but we'll take it and move. Like I think that's gonna eventually catch up with us, and I think we have to flag it and address it when we see it. Not to be the pessimist, but we have to be honest with ourselves. Um, because I think if we keep just scraping over the line and hoping for the best, then we're not going to get what we want to achieve at the end of the season. Like I think something's got to change. And I'll say this right now, in honest fashion, if we keep playing like this in the Champions League, we're not winning the Champions League. I'll say that straight up. The Premier League, we have a good cushion right now. We can maybe get away with it, maybe not. I don't know. But in the Champions League, certainly not. We can't keep doing this and win the Champions League. I think this week has showed us the star quality that you need to go out to win, Champions Leagues and cup finals. I think we saw it on display this week with certain players. And let's just call it how it is again. Our attack right now is not functioning for whatever reason. The system, the individual players are not good enough. Um, the attack it just looks so poor. I can't believe we're having the season that we're having in all competitions with the attack that we have. And I saw, like individual performances yesterday and then the day before, bro. That Vitinha goal against Chelsea. Sorry to do this, Chelsea and Chelsea fans, but that Vitinha goal, class, man,
Yeah.
class, composure, touch, chip over the keeper in a pressurized environment. Martinelli in that position, where do you think he's put in Rose dead? You know what I mean? Valverde, the quality of those goals, bro, like that is Champions League superstar power at its best. That's what you watch the game for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I hate to do this to the Chelsea fans and whatever. Kvaratskhelia, the
Oh
quality
my
of the goals,
God.
bro. Like
Yeah. That
that
goal
is
was
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want on my left wing. How we let that guy go to PSG. He left in the January transfer window last January. We could have used him badly when we were dying for attack. How we let that guy, he went to PSG for a steal, 50, 60 mil, I think it was.
hmm
He's one of the best left wingers in the world.
But you guys didn't bid high enough, or what? Like,
We didn't
Yeah,
even
we
we didn't even try, brother. We didn't
no.
even try.
damn. And you guys are gonna have the nerve to talk about my owners and what the fuck was that? Like, how come you guys didn't
Yeah,
fucking get
your
them
owners
then?
go for stupid players. Our owners are strategic. We
Where's
spent
the
a bill.
strategy in leaving a player like that out of your squad?
Where are we in the league table?
What?
Where are we in the league table?
What do you mean?
Thank you. Continue, CJ.
Wait, what do you mean?
The
No, I'm trying.
strategy is we're still at the top of the Premier League. You guys spent $2 billion and you're still fighting to make top four. There's no
No, no, no,
strategy in your signings.
no, no. Okay, see, you can't deflect. I'm asking a
How,
legitimate question
how
here
was that deflecting?
because, right? Again, given the fact you guys just agreed that your performances up to late are not good enough, right? You guys are all in agreement with that.
100% correct.
Okay, all right, perfect. So, and then I think CJ made a point here that, well, if we're looking to compete in the Champions League, right, which I'm sure you guys would all love to win, CJ said that we cannot win the Champions League with these kind of performances.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's
but we're talking about Cavaskelia, and the reason why we didn't go for him last season in the January transfer window is because they knew and everything came out that we were going to have a big summer and big spending spree in the summer, which we did.
hmm
So they just kept everything for the summer. So when you're talking about strategic and like comparing your owners to our owners, we have a strategic plan. Our strategic plan to this point, even though we're having shit performances, we're still winning majority of the games. You guys spend $2 billion and you yourself are saying there's nothing on the bench.
Yeah, that's fair. I will admit
For
to that. But
us, for us, it may be coming back to it that it's more tactical rather than personnel. For you, it's 100% personnel. And how it's personnel after you spend 2 billion, I have no idea.
wait, so now if you find yourselves in a position where maybe the Premier League is the only thing you guys win this season, how badly would you say that decision is in present and well in future time, which will be present time when we talk about it then, where maybe all close no cigar in terms of the Champions League, where if you had a player like that, it could have added a lot of firepower, right? So then how would you reassess it then? Essentially, that
I mean,
decision not to.
hindsight's 2020, right? What if we can go back even further? What if we didn't get Trossard and we got Mudryk, right? Would he still be playing? Would he have had performance enhancing drugs, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not as
okay.
simple as that.
No, that's fair. I mean, if you look at the Mudryk situation, obviously, right, it turns out it was a better decision not to get him for yourself. Well, at least given what
The
his performance
context
is.
currently, yes.
Yes, but what we're saying now, because at this point, the question either becomes, well, if Kvaratskhelia came to Arsenal, would he still be the same player? You see what I'm saying? But I think we'd be willing to say that more likely than not, I think he would have been utilized in a way that could still allow him to be a better threat and a better option compared to any of the players you guys currently have in the.
1000%.
And
But the
that's the
key
point I'm
piece
making.
is, you're right, but the key piece is we've seen attacking players like an Eze, like a Jesus, like a Gyökeres, like a Saka. The key issue that all three of us always agree on is it tactical? And I think if Cavaskelia comes, how do we know that tactically Arteta wouldn't have pulled them back, right? And I think the biggest difference, the biggest
Mhm.
example right now is is in Antoine Semenyo. City got him, and you can tell from what Pep Guardiola learned from Jack Grealish. This time with Semenyo, he put him in the squad, and you can tell that he's got full license to do whatever he wants. Where he didn't give that license to Jack Grealish, right? And I
Hmm.
think if we only win a Premier League,
First of all, it would be a successful season. I want to get that in. I think it would be
yes,
mission accomplished for our club and for the board and for the ownership. If we win the Premier League, that was mission accomplished because that was the remit at the beginning of our season.
correct. But I think you would also agree in the context of where we are at in different competitions, being in the finals, the type of draws that we have in the Champions League, the type of draws that we've been getting in the FA Cup, similar to Chelsea's, it's a success with an asterisk of we could have gone more. And I think if that were to happen, I think the next iteration of Arteta's development is when you got the players like an Eze, a Saka, and you got these creative players, a Gyökeres, a Madueke, sometimes you have to give up a little bit of control to
Yep.
have that attacking prowess show, right? I always say it. I think that Saka could be at the levels of Mohamed Salah. The only reason why he will never be there is the fact that Salah has zero defensive
Yep.
responsibilities. That's not a knock that Salah isn't as good as Saka. No, no,
But
no.
you're saying Saka could be at the level of Mohamed Salah just purely off offensive output.
Yes. If he didn't have the same defensive responsibilities, yes.
And I'm actually inclined to agree if we use Saka a different way because if you look at Saka's GA ever since he came into the first team, of course it may not be Salah levels, but it could be pretty damn close. You just have to look at his GA since he's been a teenager in this team. This is the first season where his GA has been well below par, but he puts up
Well
numbers year in,
below.
year out, Saka, and he's a
Yeah.
he's a young guy. So Salah only came into the game at this level sort of late. Saka's come into the game early and been putting up numbers. So who's to say his trajectory wouldn't have continued to gone up? And I think what has hampered him, I'm glad you brought this up, Mehrdad. I think what has hampered him has been the injuries. And I think again, some people may not like this. I think this has a lot to do with Arteta. And I think right now what we're seeing from Saka is very sad. I think the guy's been overplayed up to this point. I think the injury that he had last season, where his hamstring was literally torn off the bone, I think that has been a result of overplaying him. I think that's been as a result of him playing in games that he didn't need to play in, playing 90 minutes when we're up 4-0 against Bournemouth. I can go on and so forth. That boy has been overplayed up to this point, and we've been saying if we're not careful, what's gonna happen to Saka is gonna happen to the likes of Wayne Rooney and Raheem Sterling, where you come into the game at a professional level at 16, 17, 18 years old, and by 30 years old, you're done because you've played too much football from such a young age, weren't managed properly, and so on and so forth. I think we're in danger of that happening to Saka right now, and it's very sad to see. That performance yesterday was the worst I've ever seen him play. Lost the ball 14 times, had 4 touches in their opposition box. Um, yeah, it was
He
sad.
was off it.
He
He was
he
off.
uh, he looks like he's even lost a yard of pace.
Yep.
Um, that boy is. I feel bad, bro. And again, we've just given another guy 300K a week contract. I'm hoping this is not another curse of the Mesut Ozil Aubameyang situation where your star man in the club, you give them that big contract and then it becomes the contract curse, right? 300K a week plus, and then all of a sudden your performance levels dip. We've seen that before, and again, we just have to hope and pray that doesn't happen to Saka. But I think it's I'm worried now. And
I,
again,
I
it's not necessarily. Yeah, go on.
no, no, sorry. Just on that piece, I wouldn't worry with Saka only because he's homegrown, whereas the likes of Ozil and Aubameyang, they like they had no attachment to the club like Saka does. And you know that clip that Saka's always seen. It's like, would you sell Saka if you won the Premier League?
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of fans are like, no, that's our star boy. Like that's
Mhm.
homegrown. And I myself would not sell Saka if it meant that we win a Premier League. I don't know if
Mhm.
you share the same thing with me, CJ, but I would not
What about the
personally.
Champions League?
No,
Hmm.
I want to see an Arsenal player lift that trophy like
Yeah.
through and through. You know what that does for the entire academy to know that an Arsenal player from the ground roots, like you went through everything, you were sitting there in those training sessions and you went to the top. No. And sure, call me delusional, call me whatever. Sure, but no, I wouldn't. Sorry, CJ. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
I just
no,
wanted to say that. That's why
and
I'm not worried about the contract piece, if I'm being honest.
and well, this is what I mean by curse, right? Curse can mean many different things. I'm not saying that this would affect him in the sense that he'll down tools or he got the big money, so now he doesn't care about the club. I think it'll affect him in the way that, these injuries now
Oh, okay.
will,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Sorry.
don't question his mentality and his character at all. I think that he's still relatively young for his age, right? So he knows that he has a lot still to achieve in the game. I don't think he's gonna take the money now and say, my career is good, generational wealth. Like, I think it's more so a case of the curse in this case, I think, will be the fact that you've gotten the big contract, you've gotten the money, and your past injuries may come back to haunt you. Because like I said, in a player in that position, an explosive winger who relies on pace and change of speed and tempo, like again, we're seeing that he looks like he's lost a yard of pace. And I think that is definitely due to the operation that he had. That was a massive, massive operation. That's one of the worst you can get in football, along with your knee and your Achilles. Um,
What was
you
the
know,
ACL?
it was hamstring, like not
Hamstring.
even
Oh,
up, not even up
off the
full. It
bone.
was it was tear, yeah, torn, completely torn hamstring.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, so he had one torn hamstring last season. This season, he's already come back with muscular injuries as well. He had a pulled hamstring on the other hamstring this season. So it's just, yeah, man, it's sad. And I think the guy's been overworked and I think he's been overplayed, to be honest with you. And again, I hope, we finally now rectified the situation of giving the guy competent, well, I say competent, but somewhat competition, when he hasn't had any competition in the past, right? We brought in the Madueke now, finally, somebody of a similar profile who can come in and share the minutes with him. Whereas in the past, if he played as shit as he played yesterday, we would keep him on for 90 minutes and just hope that he would fix up and just turn it around. Whereas in this game yesterday, we were able to bring him off after 60 minutes and bring on a Madueke, who in my opinion was man of the match when he came on because he did more in 30 minutes than anybody did in the full 90, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, overall, again, you raise a great point, Mehrdad, about does Kvaratskhelia come in and necessarily change everything? Well, I'm not sure if he does because again, what's our issue? Is our issue the individual players or is it the system? When all your attacking players are not performing, you have to question the system, right? That's just kind of natural, right? We brought in the Gyökereses, the big gunman machine striker. We brought in the Ezes, the flair, the skill, the creativity.
Mhm.
How is it that Gyökeres, Eze, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, they're all poor at the same time. Again, we've talked about this before. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Then there has to be something said about the system, right? So how many players can you really bring in? You can bring in a Kvaratskhelia or you can bring in a Mbappe for God's sake. If the
Yeah.
system doesn't suit the player, you know what I mean? Um, anyways, last thing I'll say on it in terms of the game itself. I don't think he was our right wing at the moment. I think is a little bit strange, right? I don't like the way we use Timber. Mehrdad, I said that to you for a while now.
Hmm.
The way we use Timber is really weird at the moment. Like he doesn't, again, as much as we talk about Saka and him having a poor game and him being isolated at the moment, we saw when, prime Ben White would overlap Saka properly. That relationship was on point, right? But
Yep.
the way we use Timber, first of all, he doesn't even overlap Saka. He underlaps him and he makes runs through the center of the pitch. And that doesn't even necessarily help Saka because, you want your fullback on the overlap to drag another defender out of position.
Position. Yeah.
But when Timber is standing in central inverted positions or he's making darts into the 18-yard blocks, that doesn't help. Saka's still isolated. He still has two or three guys around him. And Saka at the moment is struggling how to cope with having two or three players on him. And he's being completely isolated. Some might say he's even missing Odegaard too, because that relationship was, when you have a player like Odegaard who plays next to him, plays a little bit closer with him, where you can have those patterns of play and those
Yeah.
combination plays. Saka right now, he looks completely isolated. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's being helped as well as he's not performing. I think again, we're not using him and we're not helping him systematically. You know what I mean? And I think that's a shame. And obviously, again, on the other wing, you got just a Martinelli who just the less I say about that, the better. I mean, he's he's finished, you know. And if we win trophies this year, if we win the league, it'll be in spite of Martinelli, not because of him, you know.
Yeah.
So we can win. Again, you're talking about strategy and how we get our signings in and what we still need in this team. We can still win trophies this season with the subpar players that we have, the likes of Martinelli and so on. But they'll definitely have to be looked to be upgraded
Oh,
in the
100%.
summer.
100%.
Um, but yeah, overall, on the game, I think yeah, we were fortunate to get the draw in the end. Um, Funny enough, we conceded the corner kick, so got screwed by at our own game essentially. And I think we've been conceding quite a few corner kicks or set pieces of late, right? We conceded
Hmm.
one against Chelsea, the throw in against Brentford. So we set pieces. We've been struggling to defend lately, which is a bit of a concern. Um, but look, at the end of the day, if you told me we drew 1-1 and we have the return like at the Emirates to go back to, I would take that ahead of time. But again, if you're watching it on the eye test, I think the performance is concerning. And I think, what I'm looking to see this weekend, and we'll get into it against Everton, is I don't want to see us scrape through this, right? We're at home, we're at the Emirates, we're back in the Premier League. We have to go out and grab these games as opposed to just being risk averse and waiting for something to happen. This is a game at home at the Emirates where I think you're going to need a statement to be made. And I think we have to go out and grab those 3 points as opposed to just
Yeah.
waiting around, playing the percentages and hoping for the best.
Yes, sir. Agree. And I think what's going to be helping us is that majority of our games from here on out are at home.
Yeah, because
One
I
of
think
our
the home fans,
only,
they're going to start demanding a performance. Let's be honest. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You can
Oh,
tell the home crowd is
100%.
going to get onto the team.
Yeah. Um, just quickly before we go into the Champions League recap, we did have the FA Cup since the last time that we recorded. West Ham did survive. They beat Brentford. Dango Otara, what are you doing? That was the dumbest PK. I don't know if you guys know what I'm alluding to, the Panenka. Like why?
Oh, I
But I
saw
think
it in the shootout. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but and I think this actually works out for West Ham because they're trying to fight for their lives, and I think Nuno Espirito Santos has done wonders with them, and I think they do survive. Even though for my preseason prediction, I think this may hurt the fact that I'm going to get it wrong, but I think for having another London club stay in the Prem, I think it's going to be good. FA Cup draw, we got Chelsea getting Port Vale. It's going to be at the Bridge. Arsenal get Southampton away, which yes, it's an easy draw, but we have struggled against Southampton in the past when they were in the Premier League. So, you know, you can say what you think. I still think that we should go through and we should win, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as Port Vale, for example. And then West Ham drew Leeds, which I think that's going to be feisty because both teams are fighting for relegation. I think whoever wins that game, they are going to get that much more of a um, like energy or what's the word I'm looking for, guys? They're gonna get that confidence boost just to go on and kick on and try to stay in the Premier League. And then the big draw, the blockbuster, City Liverpool Etihad. CJ, I don't know about you, but I love the fact that City are getting all these tough games
Yeah.
because they're gonna have to play hard. Um,
Well, we'll talk about it too when we get to the Champions League segment, but I'm a little bit kind of disappointed that they got slapped the way they did because controversially, I don't know about you, and again, we'll get there, but for me, I want them to keep playing games. So I'd rather they stay in the Champions League, for example, so that they have another tough draw next round against the likes of Bayern Munich. You know what I mean? But overall, yeah, I agree. Like, they deserve it, man. Geez, the 1-1-5s and the easy draws that they've gotten throughout the years when it comes to cup competitions, like this is the year they finally get a tough run, man. So let's see how they cope with it.
just quickly, if just quickly shooting. City Liverpool, who wins it?
The FA Cup.
Yeah,
It's at
Etihad.
Anfield. Oh, Etihad? Yeah, I'm gonna go City.
I'm gonna go Liverpool.
I think City will probably win that too.
Chelsea, Port Vale. We don't need to talk about it because Chelsea should go through. Arsenal, Southampton, CJ Laurent, Arsenal,
Yep.
and then
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be tough for us. I do think it'll be tough. Don't get me wrong. Southampton's been a bogey ground. St. Mary's
yeah.
has been a bogey ground for us over the last couple of years. And then we'll see where we're at that time, right? Like how jaded are the players going to be? Who's going to be
Hmm.
fit at that time? That's going to be a big factor too, right? I don't think we're going to be able to rotate fully the way we have done
Nope,
against Mansfield and those
nope.
teams, to be honest. So, but I do still expect us to get through.
And then West Ham Leeds. I got West Ham.
West Ham is home.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a tough one to call at this time.
yeah. West Ham is home. I mean, we're not keeping the predictions. Just like what your gut feeling is right now.
Yeah, it's tough. Probably West Ham. I'd give them like the home factor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go West Ham as well.
Hmm. Um, Champions League midweek. Premier League teams outside of Arsenal, they all lost.
And Newcastle
Uh,
as well. They didn't
and
lose.
Newcastle, sorry. So there was only two teams that were able to not lose. Galatasaray, I know the score line was only 1-0, but it could have been 3 or 4. They had a few goals that were turned away from VAR. Um, and Arne Slot coming out talking about the referees and talking about like the Galatasaray stadium factor and the atmosphere. And my only response to his stupid commentary is, "Are you not forgetting that you're the manager of Liverpool, Anfield, the same type of atmosphere that Galatasaray has, like Anfield has as well?" Um, but I don't know. Do you guys? I'm assuming you guys both make Liverpool the favorites going back to Anfield to go to progress.
Yeah, 100%. I think if I'm being bold right now, I think them along with us are the only English teams that are going to progress to the next round.
I mean, Laurent.
Yeah, I'd say Liverpool is favorite to. Yeah.
I mean, Newcastle, even though they drew, I think going back to,
Camp Nou.
eh,
I
I
think
think
it's
it,
over.
yeah, I think it's even though it's 1-1, I think it's over. You could just see how dejected the players were with the penalty, and I think it's over. I don't think there's much to say. And
Did
like
you guys
this,
watch that game?
I did catch majority of the second half. And facing Chelsea this weekend, I don't think it helps because I think they can't rotate.
Did you watch the Newcastle Barca game, Laurent?
Yeah, I saw a bit of it. Yeah, that penalty.
Did you see that? So you saw the end?
The penalty.
Yeah, I guess like the build up to the penalty too.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing for me is I thought like were they hard done by? Like did the referee play a little bit of extra time? You know what I mean? He could have called it earlier. Like they were over the 4 minutes of extra time. Mind you, by like 30 seconds or so, but like I'm just curious to know why the whistle wasn't blown. I don't know. I didn't hear Eddie Howe's post game press conference either, so I would be curious to know if they mentioned anything about that. But he did play a little bit over time.
Mm.
That's the only thing I'd say.
I
But
mean, they're
yeah, what
still
were
in
you
the
gonna say?
tie. They're still in the tie, but
Yeah, but you,
but
as you said, I think they were demoralized. Like that 1-0 going back to the Camp Nou versus 1-1 is a completely different thing, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Sorry, Laurent.
Yeah, no, no. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we need to talk about this game. Atleti.
Yeah, I think we do, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, what was your boy's name, CJ?
Taylor,
Yo, Taylor, you good, bro?
he's not good.
Yo, how was that championship vibe? Port Vale? You
You
playing
guys,
dumb?
you guys, your championship clubs are chanting in their stadiums, saying Tottenham away, ole ole.
Mm.
Um, Laurent, what did you want to talk about this game? Because I have nothing to say about this game. It just warmed my heart.
Yeah, no, I mean, man, that the keeper,
Oh, Kingsley
um,
getting subbed off like that?
yeah, I think, man, that was brutal. Um, yeah, I think it's brutal, man. I think even if you're an Arsenal fan, right, for the keeper, you're getting a start, um, in a game of that nature, right? I think there was a slip actually from one of the or a bad pass, right, on the from one of
Yeah,
the
he
defenders.
slipped but the thing is, he slipped. I don't know if you knew this. He slipped in the pregame warm-up.
Oh yeah.
It came out, and I was watching some videos. He slipped in the pregame warm-up, and the only thing that goes through my head is you go to your kit guy and you
Mm,
say, "Do I have bigger studs? Do I
mm,
have anything that can help me so I don't slip?"
right, right. But yeah, no, I think was it the right decision to sub him off
Like that?
in the 17th, 18th minute?
No.
Yeah, that was
No?
kind of
Halftime,
wild.
halftime, yeah, but like that, no. But it wasn't even the right decision to play the poor kid.
Mm,
Vicario's your number one, and you're playing like to me, it was more of a sign of I don't want Vicario getting injured because I need to fight for the Premier League, and we have zero chance against Atletico.
mm,
That's what it showed me when I saw that lineup. I'm like, okay, so he's keeping Vicario healthy for the game this weekend because he knows he has no chance, but he wants to try to get points in the Premier League to stay up.
mm.
What are these managers doing, eh? Rotating their keepers in such
Well,
big games.
I will say if that's the game plan, then keep him till half, if anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Go
why
to
are
the
you taking
locker
it?
room. Don't
Uh,
embarrass him. He it's like Karius. Remember when? I mean, it's not as bad because Karius was in the Champions League final, but um,
Nah, Karius is a lot worse, bro. What do you see that he basically he gave Benzema an assist.
oh,
Y'all remember
Well,
that, right?
but like you said, that was what, one incident in that game? Whereas he might have been having a good game all around, but that one incident, cost
With a
them.
curious?
Yo, curious.
That was not one incident. Are you crazy, bro? Yo,
no,
there was
no,
one where
it wasn't one
Ben
incident.
when Bale had a shot and then it
It
just
went through, yeah, yeah.
yeah, bro. Like nah, bro. Curious was like
That's
that
what I'm saying.
was
That
like a
that that part is one incident though. But to be fair, I think he
no,
did have a couple blunders in the game.
bro. That was like many blunders,
Curious?
bro.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
gosh!
he did have a couple
You
blunders.
need to go watch the highlights, bro.
But this Kinski performance was pretty similar. Kinski didn't have just one mistake in this game.
No,
He had like two that pretty much led to a goal.
yeah,
Mm.
just oh man. But yeah, they're done. They're done. I'm very curious to see how they show up at home. And will Igor Tudor, will he be the manager? Because there's rumblings that Sean Dyche may be
Yeah,
the
I heard
manager
that.
after this weekend's game.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, man. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. Um, PSG, Chelsea. I mean, we talked about it enough. I think 30-40% Laurent. I'm sorry, and I'm not just saying this just to banter you. I think that's way too much. I think if you guys score in the first 5-10 minutes and you hold them and then you score again before they score one, I think you'll have like maybe a 40% chance. But if you don't score in the first 5-10 minutes, it's over.
I want to say first 5, 10 minutes, bro. You
I
just gotta
would.
score in the first half.
Going into the second half, having to score two and holding them, I wouldn't. Do you remember the Villa game last year? Villa were just like pouring it on.
With
You're
Villa
good.
versus who?
PSG in the reverse picture at Villa Park.
Mm.
Like you guys still have a chance because PSG will give up goals, but
There's
is
no
it
chance.
no, like in the sense that they can score, like Chelsea can score, but both teams have no defensive prowess. Like I don't see you guys keeping a clean sheet. Like I think PSG, I think it's gonna end in a draw. To be honest with you, the game.
Well,
Yeah,
funny
what?
enough, because of the way that the game should go, I think there's going to be a winner. I just don't know who yet. There is going to be a winner. I think it's going to be so end to end, as you alluded to. Both teams struggle a bit defensively, maybe, and I think that's maybe doing a bit of a disservice to PSG. I'll say that. Well, maybe not because they did concede two in this game, but yeah, no, that's my problem. If Chelsea like could defend and you trust them defensively, then I would agree. You're right that they have a chance. But because all banter aside, but because they struggle on the defensive end a lot of the time, Chelsea, I do not give them a chance in the return leg. There's no way that they're going to score three goals unanswered.
No, no, not
You know what I mean?
unanswered.
And win by a three goal deficit. It's just not. It's just not happening.
No, I
I
can see
think
like a 3-3, a 3-2, something like that.
I think in that first game there, even I mean we're saying when Jurgensen made that mistake, but I think there was something earlier before that where it was a pivotal change to the dynamic of the game, and that was when Palmer missed, which directly
Yeah.
led to their counterattack. Like I said, in terms of for me the attacking football, right? To me, I like the style of play, getting those players in those positions, and I think that was a crucial miss on his part. That ball
Yeah.
should have went in the back of the net, um, in that play, right?
And
But
you guys switched off. As soon as that happened, you guys switched off for the fifth. The fifth goal should never have happened.
yeah, yeah, I will say, man, I think that ball incident, because these are things too you don't usually want to have happen, in scenarios like that where there's a commotion, and you know, it's almost like your mind is wandering now away from what like the task at hand, a delay and restart. And for some players, right, like you said, right, it's easy for people to switch off in those circumstances, right? But yeah, that fifth goal to me, yeah. Um,
There's something about Chelsea and ball boys, eh?
Hey man. Yeah, but again, right? I know you're not too fond of personally, I don't even think he pushed him like that, if we're being honest, right? It's kind of just just pass you the ball and get the fuck away from here. Um, and then obviously he's going to play to the theatrics, right? Given he's on the PSG payroll. Yeah, so it is what it is. But was it if it was in the bridge, I can assure you that a PSG player would have done the same thing if the rules if the roles were reversed exactly, right? Same scoreline and whatnot. Any player would do that in that instant, right? You're trying to
Yeah.
get the ball, you're trying to keep it moving. So, yeah.
Um,
So hold on, just quickly, Laurent, before we move on.
Mm,
So you said it. We were gonna talk about it, on the pod. So I don't think we should shy away from it now. So let's talk about the decision by your manager to change goalkeepers.
mm.
Um, I don't know if you're willing to admit now, live on air, for the viewers, that that was a mistake, or if you're still gonna stand by the decision of the manager to change. But I'll tell you now, the biggest game of your season, um, you play your best team, right? Um, and as you've told us many times, Sanchez is a top quality keeper, one of the best in the league, close to Raya's levels and this and that. Um,
Yeah, in terms of his shot stopping abilities, for sure, 100%. He's a great shot stopper. There's no doubt
okay,
about it.
okay. So now he's a great shot stopper. Well, okay, fine. So why now do you change your number one goalkeeper in the biggest game of your season, Mr. Liam Rowe Sr.? And you're representing him, a defense lawyer. So the question is to you for you to answer. Was it a mistake?
Hmm. Was it a mistake? I think in my I mean it depends on who you ask if we're being honest, right?
Well,
I
most
think
Chelsea fans don't seem to have backed that decision, but
yeah, but again, right? I do think a lot of fans in sports, right, do tend to be overreactionary, um, and they're more so for the result is important, right? But a lot of fans do react, right, to the final result, as opposed to kind of just analyzing everything that goes into those decisions, right? So I did say that we faced you guys on March 1st. Sanchez was in net, and I think the big thing to consider here is the style of play that the manager wants to impose on the game. Okay, because depending on the style of play and depending on how you utilize the keeper, now suddenly, right, your options for who you decide to start changes right off of that, right? If you're not asking your keeper to utilize his feet, right, because that's the style of play you want to be able to progress from the back, to build up, suck in the opposition, pause, and then be able to make those passes, right, that break the lines. You need a keeper that's comfortable. And if we're all being honest, Sanchez has not shown that he has, as of yet, the ability with his feet and psychologically to be able to handle those pressure type of situations. There's many instances in that game, and even prior to that, right? He almost gifted Gyökeres a goal in there, right? That could have easily been an error that led to a goal. And just apart from that, right? Whenever that ball goes back to Sanchez, I can tell you as a Chelsea fan, we're not comfortable. Okay, and just imagine that's us. We're watching this miles away, right? Imagine what the players feel. Imagine what the manager feels, right? So I think Sanchez did himself a big disservice in not playing that game yesterday, given his performances up to this point. Now with Jurgensen, obviously, right? You're trying something, um, and funny enough, right? Jurgensen up to that point, I thought did phenomenal in terms of his composure. There was, I think Mehrdad, you saw the game right from start to finish. How many times was Barcola charging him down? You almost thought Barcola was gonna get the best of him, and then Jurgensen fakes it, right, almost like a Neuer type thing, and then Barcola jumps and he's able to make that pass, right? So up to that point, Jurgensen was doing pretty much everything he had to do, and for whatever reason, right, he thought the
I
pass
saw
was.
honestly, but I saw prior to that goal in the first
Mhm.
half, I think it was at least, he made an error that didn't lead to a goal, but the same kind of thing, playing out of the back under pressure in honestly Sanchez fashion. Didn't lead to a goal at that time, but you
Wait,
know,
which instant are you talking about?
it was on the highlights that I watched. It was the same kind of thing, like a ball down, try to play the ball on the ground,
Was it down the middle?
down the middle.
Okay, because if it was down the middle, I think that was second half, and then that's
Okay,
when
second half, yeah.
Enzo Fernandez actually lashed out at him,
Yes.
for that. Yeah, that was a second half, right? And I do think that did come after the first error that did lead to that goal, if I remember that sequence of play, right? So it's like I'm saying, right? It was a gamble. It was a gamble either way. Listen, had Sanchez started, right, and that kind of press, I'm telling you right now, I would not even feel comfortable with Sanchez in that position making these sort of passes. I would not, right? The Sanchez that we saw that won us the Club World Cup, how was his distribution? His distribution was out wide to the offensive player, right? So balls over the top.
Hmm.
And under this system, right, the manager isn't asking for that all the time, right? You have to be able to make those passes to feet, to your defensive midfielder or to your attacking player that's dropping in, right? So
So Jurgensen is your keeper for the rest of the season?
I wouldn't say that personally. Like, and the thing too is what I think a lot of people are factoring is you're thinking Sanchez is number one, given the fact that he was number one under Maresca. If you did listen to the press conferences under Liam Rowe Sr., right, whether Sanchez or Jurgensen, right, it wasn't decided as of yet, right? Because again, it's a new regime, right? You're dealing with new philosophies, new ideas, right? So that was still being sorted out. Um, and yeah, so in terms of who's number one now, man, listen, I couldn't even tell you who's going to start in the next game. Funny enough, right? He took a gamble. It paid off until the 70th minute until it didn't.
Exactly. So essentially, it didn't pay off in the
And
end.
it is what it is. But now imagine, like I'm telling you, right? Had he played the other guy, you can easily see the other guy messing up because the guy actually does mess up under those kind of same pressure-like situations, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Last game, Joga Bonito. Joga Bonito. Federico Valverde iced Man City at the Bernabeu. Do we give City any chance for a remontada? Or is it going to be another remontada?
I will say this: I cannot see Real Madrid doing the same thing that they did to them.
So
That's the first thing. Because one those goals, if we're being real, those were quality goals. The first of all, the touch, no, let's rewind that. The pass from Courtois to Valverde, and then that touch to
yeah.
get yourself out of the to beat your man, right? Perfect weight, right? The speed to be able to even get that, and then also the fact that apparently Donnarumma could even play the ball when
Yeah.
he slid, and he didn't. Maybe he thought he was out of the box. Who knows, right? So I cannot see them recreating those kind of goals, right? They just played amazing, right? And again, he had a hat trick that I think was his first career hat trick, apparently, right? For the club. Now the question becomes on whether or not City can put three unanswered, right? And again, right, City they do have the quality, right? In terms of attacking players, they're definitely going to have to be up for it because they cannot have the type of game that they did, even on the offensive side of things, as opposed to just the defensive errors that they made. But yeah, they do have the quality. So it wouldn't be surprising. I will say that much.
CJ?
Yeah, I think if anyone has a chance to turn it around out of all the English clubs, I do think it's City. Um, but again, I don't know if they'll. I think 3 goals was just one too many for them. 3 goal deficit unanswered. Yeah, I think they needed to get at least one at the Bernabeu. And this iteration of City that we've seen, again, we're not talking about the treble-winning City or Centurion City. Like these guys are vulnerable, right? So I don't think this iteration of City has enough to turn a 3 goal deficit around because I think they may concede at the opposite end. It could be close. I could be wrong. They might get a couple. Like this could be like a 2-0 City game. You know what I mean? And then they miss out by just the 1 goal kind of thing. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting. But I don't know if they'll have enough.
Well, we got Premier League before the Champions League comes back this weekend. Um, Everyone's playing again. It's going to be a bunch of games, relegation battle, top four battle, and obviously the Premier League race. We kickstart with Burnley hosting Bournemouth at Turf Moor. Um, I mean, for Bournemouth, it's a must win. I don't really see any difference for Burnley because they are going to go down no matter what. I don't really see them getting out of the 8 point hole that they have or 9 point hole that they have. So, and then for Bournemouth, it's just trying to be there and thereabouts. Um, Sunderland, I don't know, man. I don't know what like going from potentially being top six to now all of a sudden, mid-table. I think the big thing for them right now, facing Brighton, is can Sunderland continue to win games and potentially face to finish above Newcastle because that in itself would be massive for their fans, right? Um, if the first year they get promoted and then they finish ahead of their arch rival, I think that would be huge for them to kick on next year. Um, and there's already rumors that their keeper, Sunderland's keeper, he may be going to a bigger club just because of his ball distribution. So who knows? Royce may be actually going to Chelsea because his play from the back is actually second to none.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of Chelsea, Chelsea Newcastle, you know, we got we got a big game for Chelsea, looking to shake off the PSG game. Do we do you guys rotate or do you guys go heavy?
Man, that's mm. I mean, I do think we have to address this game with a certain level of seriousness, especially given the fact that we're, in that position in Champions League, then now we have to fight for it in the Premier League. Yeah, I could see us not rotating as much, if I'm being
Saturday, Tuesday for you guys as well because you play the late game Saturday.
honest.
So not the latest game. You play 1:30. The late game is Man City, but and then 4 o'clock.
Right. And I wonder if PSG have a game this weekend, bro. I've been hearing that they've been asking their league to postpone
Mm,
their
Yep.
games. I don't know if you guys
Yep,
yeah.
not Nantes. I think that was the game that they were supposed to play prior to facing you guys. And
mm,
they agreed to reschedule it to later.
wow.
They do not play a game prior to before they
Wow.
play you. Yeah.
Wow. So much, eh, for a team that isn't scared, eh, to do all of that business.
I mean, if other clubs, I mean, you would think that the Premier League would also want to do this as well. Like, if anything, it actually goes to show that the the league in itself and the teams in the league understand the importance of having your clubs progress because that's more money into your league. That's more revenue. So if anything, it's not a matter of PSG being scared. It's actually genius. Because think about it this way: if all these results from this week were different and all the Premier League teams had won because we had rescheduled games, that'd be the best case scenario for the entire league. So, I mean, you can look at it both ways. So you don't think that you guys rotate, eh? You guys think you go heavy?
Yeah, I think again, we can't afford to lose this game, in my opinion, the Newcastle
No.
game, given everything at hand, right, what we're dealing with. So yeah, no, yeah, and shit, I don't even know how we're gonna line up to fuck, man, the lap. Yeah,
Here, let me
it's
let me give you a little bit of confidence. I'm
can you
actually
imagine?
predicting a Chelsea win, and I think you guys win emphatically.
Yeah, well, honestly, bro, like again, I don't listen. I don't know what to tell you because I think these players are also gonna be tired from obviously the game midweek, right? So there's going to be a bit of fatigue that sets in. Um, and then even in terms of, well, they're going to conserve their energy as well, right? Do you go all out knowing that you have another game that you have to look to win in, right? That because funny enough, I think the commitment level players might be willing to commit more for that PSG return leg than this game. Funny enough, even though we just said that this game is also a game that we need to win, right?
Same could be
Because
said about Newcastle.
I was gonna
Newcastle have a
say, keep in
higher
mind
chance.
they have they're in the exact same position as you guys, if not
Yeah, but
better.
Newcastle have a way higher chance. CJ, you would agree with me, right? They have a way higher chance of progressing.
than
Yeah,
us.
they have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, like what it's scoreline, just looking at it purely scoreline. I'm
Yeah.
not talking
yeah.
about like the class of the team and the team that they're facing. And Newcastle are in a way worse position compared to you guys. So this game, like while I can appreciate that it means more for you guys, I think Newcastle, their only route of potentially like qualifying for Champions League next year is
Mm,
going as far as possible.
Hmm.
that's a good point.
So
That's a good point.
yeah, for my prediction for this one, like I know I'm maybe jumping the gun, but I'm confident that Chelsea will win.
Chelsea win, eh?
Chelsea win.
Hmm.
Um, brings us to Arsenal Everton. I know CJ teased it a little bit earlier, but I think this is going to be a tough game. David Moyes always plays Arteta tough. Um, and David Moyes, for me, Everton is the overachieving team of the year, currently sitting in eighth spot. They are fighting for a European spot potentially. Um, I think for me, like you said, CJ, I want to see us take control of this game. You know that you're going to play at home midweek, so you can go strong, right? Like you're playing on Tuesday, like you're at home. It's not like you're traveling. There's no travel, right? Um, and I don't want to see Saka. As funny as that is, I don't want to see Saka starting this game. I think Gabriel Jesus, I think, like Gyökeres, Madueke has earned a start over Saka. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but for me, like, and it sucks that Ben Way. I don't know if I haven't heard much about Ben Way. I don't think he's back yet, eh?
He was on the bench in the Champions League game. But what's happening with him is weird at the moment. I feel like it's more than just an injury, to be honest with you. But that's just a
Yeah.
personal thing that I have, a gut feeling that I have. But no, I agree. It maybe sounded a bit mad to say it immediately after the Champions League game, but I said it. I'm like, yeah, the way Saka played, he shouldn't start on the weekend. Sounded controversial at the time, but it seems like yourself and the likes of a lot of Arsenal fans, when you listen around and hear what the general feeling is a lot of people are saying Saka should be dropped right now, to be honest.
Yo, is it
Uh,
that bad?
It's not
yeah,
that it's that bad.
yeah.
To me, like it's bad, but it's also the fact that Madueke, anytime that he's
Deserves
been given an
deserves to start.
opportunity, he has
Hmm.
He
yes,
does
he has
deserve to
his
start
field goals, but he also causes so much havoc, and that's what we're looking for, right? Like, so for me, I
because
think, oh, sorry.
and, no, you're right. I was actually gonna just jumping on what you were saying there. Yeah, like we're gonna play an Everton team. Like, make no mistake, this is gonna be another difficult game. Premier League games at the moment are the ones that give me the most nail-biting 90 minutes because of what's at stake for us. And I already know this game is gonna be a painful watch. You know, Everton's gonna come and sit in. David Moyes sets his teams up very well against Arteta's teams, so he knows how to, you know, um, sort of suffocate us and defensively he knows how to set up against us and frustrate us. He's done it many times with his West Ham sides. So he's going to look to do it again in this one. And the way Saka's played, he just looks like he doesn't have any answers at the moment. Whereas to Mehrdad's point, Madueke, he's the one that'll cause something out of nothing, right? He'll turn a chance into something that'll cause a corner kick or cause a penalty, as we saw in the Champions League game. So maybe it may not necessarily be his end product, Madueke, but it's something that he'll do to cause a little bit of shifting and chaos and maneuvering in their back line. Whether, like I said, it's them scrambling and conceding a penalty, or which frees up space for somebody else because the numbers are committing to Madueke. So I think that'll definitely be a big thing in this game. So Madueke and to be honest with you, Kai Havertz. Those are the two that I want to see start for this game. I want to see something different.
Yeah.
Um, Whether it's Kai Havertz coming in and starting instead of Eze and playing in a two with Gyökeres, or whether it's Havertz starting instead of Gyökeres and playing the out and out number 9. I just want to see Havertz in the team. And I think,
Hmm.
yeah, those two definitely should come in for this game, Havertz and Madueke. Um,
Well,
yeah,
you're gonna give us your lineup when you do the preview anyway, so
yeah.
but I think yeah, I agree with you. I think we're on the same page, and he is still the star boy, but I think you need to call a spade a spade. He needs to
And
be
it'll be good for
dropped.
him too, right? It'll be good for Saka to see, okay, hold on. Because like you said as well, in the past, right? It's not so much, oh, is it that bad? Like you said, no, Madueke is also playing well. So when we have a squad now that we've invested in, it's like when Saka's not playing well now, you can bring in a competent backup, right? Where in the past, when Saka's played poor, we just have to keep playing him because there's nobody else competent enough to come in, right? So
Raheem
maybe this
Sterling.
will, yeah, Willian, right?
Oh my
So
God.
now that we have a Madueke and you can sit
Yeah.
Saka for a game, maybe it'll give Saka a kick up the backside too, right? And say, shit, I need to fix up because my position is not guaranteed anymore. you know?
Yeah. Um, West Ham, they host Man City. West Ham are in exceptional form right now relative to their season, and they host Man City, who just got annihilated. And I think this is the worst game and the best game possible. Worst game for Man City because they're facing a dogfighting West Ham team, and the best game for Man City because, sorry, the best game for West Ham because Man City have one eye on trying to stay in the Champions League competition. Um, and I know CJ, you always say, "Oh, like think with your head, not your heart." Genuinely, I would not be surprised at a draw with the way that they've been playing at the London Stadium. I would not be surprised at a draw. Now, am I going to go put $100 on that? No. But if I'm looking at this game and where West Ham can hurt City, I wouldn't be shocked.
I agree, actually. I agree with you.
With the way Jared Bowen's been playing, with the way Socek, they're just the way that they get up for this game. And they know they have a chance, right? Like if you look at the Premier League table, if West Ham were to win or even pick up a point, they're tied. They're going to be tied with Spurs because surely we know Spurs are going to get their asses clapped by Liverpool. Like there's no way I give Spurs any chance. Like I wouldn't be shocked if like Liverpool score maybe six, 5 or 6 against
Whoa.
Spurs.
Jeez.
I'm being serious.
Jeez.
You know, like if West Ham do the unthinkable and they beat City, they'll be on 31 points. They would leapfrog everyone and go to 15th, or yeah, they'd be tied with Leeds.
You'd have a chance to put on pressure to Tottenham too, because Tottenham play the next day, right? Against
Yeah,
Liverpool.
yeah.
I do what I agree with. Yeah, I agree in the sense that I don't think this is like, a guaranteed out win for City. Like if I'm a betting man and you ask me and we had to do this as part of predictions, maybe I would say City, but what I agree with is that it doesn't surprise me like that. This came out as a draw, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest because West Ham's fighting for their lives as well, and they've been in decent form again relative to their season. City is a wounded animal a little bit at the moment, so a draw wouldn't be like a shocking scoreline to be honest.
Crystal Palace, they look to inflict a little bit more damage to Leeds' relegation battle. Leeds have lost 2 in a row. Palace won their last game and they lost the game before that. It is at Selhurst. I don't even think this like I don't know like what do you like Palace don't really have anything to play for, right? They know their manager is leaving. The only thing I will say is Strand Larson has been on fire. Like since he made that move from Wolves, he's been on fire. Um, so Leeds, I mean, they're just fighting for their lives. They need points. Um, United Villa.
This is gonna be a good game.
Yeah, fall from grace for Villa when going from the title contenders to sitting in fourth place. Old Trafford, both teams want to play in the Champions League. I don't know, man. Like, do we? I don't know. Villa
Yeah, no.
did win their tie at Lille
Mm.
one
Well, that
nil.
was today, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
they were able to. Not never mind. They just rested John McGinn. Looks like.
yeah. John McGinn actually just came back from a long-term injury layoff.
Yeah. Oh, Tyrone Mings. Yeah, Lindelof, Bailey. I mean, and I mean, United don't have anything to play for, right? Like they don't play midweek. They don't. They play
That's
what
why
30 games a season.
that's why I actually kind of favor them in this one. By the way, just FYI for you guys, I don't know if you guys were hearing, and for those listening, it looks like based on the coefficient points that England is going to get another fifth Champions League spot again. So it's going to be looks like top five gets Champions League again this season as opposed to top four. So that's favorable, right, for the likes of Chelsea and
Liverpool.
Liverpool and those guys. Yeah.
So that means Europa is going to be sixth, so that means Everton's fighting for Conference League.
Yeah.
Well, how sure is that? Or is that confirmed 100%?
Yeah,
About the
look how excited he is. He's got a chance.
yeah, I heard them talking about it yesterday, commentary during one of the
Oh
during the
shit.
Champions League game that I was watching. I think it was Real Madrid City I was watching, and then they were saying it's almost a pretty much a guarantee at this point that the coefficient points means that England have just enough for the fifth spot to be confirmed.
Laurent, you don't need
Right.
to stress anymore, bro.
Listen, no one is stressing, but I'm saying, yeah, these are
Yeah.
these are definitely positive news. And I mean, again, right? If one of us does win it, I think it opens up another slot, right?
Yeah, it'll be like the same as yeah,
Yeah.
six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So there you go. So you have to pray that we win.
Actually, no, hold
But
on.
I
I
don't think
think
if one of us
it's
that are currently in the top five win the Champions League, then it'll still be five teams, I believe. I don't think it'll be six.
no, no.
No?
It has to. I swear, it's if let's say you guys win it,
Yeah.
then you guys vacate that spot.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You guys don't because you guys are officially in by the fact that you guys won the tournament,
Hmm.
right? So that spot is no longer yours, right? Mehrdad, I know
Really?
you're getting excited because I use you as an example. Again, I'm not putting my hopes in Arsenal at all, right? Just to clarify for the viewers
Listen,
listening at home.
I think CJ and I
Uh,
have a lot of Arsenal paraphernalia. We'd be more than happy to welcome you to be a Gooner. Ooh to be a Gooner.
Yeah, that's funny. But yo, I will say though, I will say I think again because I think we had the most representative up for this round. But in terms of just the performances across the board, man, that was fucking disappointing.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
No English team won.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, CJ, you see how quickly he propped up though, eh? He got so happy. He's like, wait, what? We have a chance? Sixth spot? That's okay. But honestly, I think this game, I know CJ said you give the tie to United. Yeah, I
I'm
hate
thinking.
to.
I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't see Villa winning, but I'm torn between a United win and a draw.
I just don't want to give any like, I just don't because I know Julian listens to the pod, my boy Julian. I don't want to give him any like, you know, any ounce of respect in this tie. Um, Forest. This is gonna be a high pressure game for Forest. They host Fulham. Um, Forest themselves, like they're sitting on 28 points. They need a win. Um,
They lost today in the Europa League.
yeah. So and they were at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't look good for them. It's gonna be a tough game. Wouldn't be shocked if they lose this game. Brings us to Liverpool Spurs, and I know you, CJ, you were like shocked that I said the scoreline, but I genuinely would not be surprised if it's like a 5-1, 6-1 game.
Is.
Yeah, and I think Igor Tudor should have been sacked after the game, and if he was sacked after the game, I would have never said that result. But because he's going to be the manager for this game, they're going to get absolutely annihilated.
Uh,
And this is like banter aside, eh? This isn't like me trying to that's how poor Spurs are.
well, if they keep shipping that many goals, then yeah, he'll get sacked after this game, almost guaranteed. You cannot continue to concede 4+ goals a game.
If he doesn't get a point from this game, he is sacked no matter the scoreline.
well, yo, do you guys want to put this game in the prediction, and then as opposed to scoreline, we predict the numbers of goals that Spurs are going to concede?
Yo, hear this guy, man. This guy's just doing all types of madness right
No,
now.
I think it'd be fun. I'm not gonna lie, because yo, this guy's saying five. This is crazy, bro. But the
What if
funny
we
thing,
all get it wrong?
then I mean, no one wins points. But honestly,
Let's see.
five, I like it's actually
Hold
what.
on. I want to see what the over under right now is before.
Mm,
What were you gonna say, Laurent?
no, I'm gonna say five is damn. That's crazy. But
Well, listen, last
wait,
last game it finished
mm,
2-1.
mm-hmm.
I'm just saying five. Like five's not crazy.
Wait, what do you mean? Last game it finished 2-1.
When they face each other last.
Oh,
Probably under Thomas Frank though.
Yeah, yeah.
Competence. Arsenal agents. Okay, so currently the odds are. Let's see, where did it go? Interesting. It's over 2.5 for Liverpool. So they're predicting like a 3-1. I'm just saying it's gonna be like 4-5. But anyways, do you guys give Liverpool Spurs any chance this game?
No,
No,
No?
no. Yeah, they look like they've checked out.
no Van der Ven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. 5 doesn't sound crazy now, does it?
Wait, what about Romero?
I think he's back, yeah. Because I think he served a suspension.
At this point, it's better if those guys don't play, man. Well, they're liabilities too.
I know that the 5-1 doesn't sound crazy, huh? Because you can definitely see Romero getting another red card. Oh fuck. Last game, Brentford take on Wolves Monday night. Um, Wolves are just you know what's funny? There's a few pundits out there that are saying that Wolves has a chance at staying up just because of their run-in. There's no way Wolves are staying up.
Who's saying that?
Wait, running of what?
Their games.
The Premier League games, remaining games.
Yeah. There's no way. Absolutely no way. And
Who is
Brentford,
saying that
like,
they're staying up or they have a chance?
I
Or is it
haven't heard.
just
No, 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 it's not. Because like, okay, so they go away to Brentford today, Monday. They face West Ham away, Leeds away. They host Spurs. They host Sunderland. They play Brighton away. They host Fulham, and then they finish the season off against Burnley.
I only see them getting out of that run in. I only see them getting points off of Spurs
Spurs.
or maybe
Yeah.
maybe Burnley at the end too.
Yeah. Um, and Brentford now they fully have a chance at playing Europa next year, so that's gonna be a tough game for
Mhm.
Wolves. Um, just quickly, predictions leaderboard. I was able to make up some ground. I'm on 71 points. CJ's on 73, and Laurent's on 76.
I think you
Um,
got that wrong, mate. Whoever did the
I know initially they got it wrong. It was Mr. Piana
uh
What do you mean?
because you added points for yourself and you didn't get any predictions right.
think
I'm
he
the only
cheated, huh?
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm the only one that got a prediction right.
I didn't get a prediction right?
No, you did not.
Look at his face.
I said PSG, you
Hold on.
said Chelsea, we all said Arsenal, and we all said
Oh,
City. So
you're right. You're right. Because
yeah,
I
I'm the
think
only one.
no, because
Uh-huh.
I think I added points for the Arsenal game. That's where I right.
Uh-huh.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
I know
Sorry
I'm
about
right.
that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
better be. You see, yo, see? This guy's a cheater, bro. You gotta double check his work.
So
Yeah.
what's the points tally at the moment?
I'm on 71, you're on 73, Laurent's on 76. That's the correct.
Wait, what so I put mine on 77? I'm assuming that's what
Yeah,
it
you
was.
put 77, you put
74 and 72. So
yeah.
it's still kind of the same thing in terms of the
Yeah,
gap,
yeah, what the
but
fuck? Yeah, like
Nah, 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 nah. We don't
nah,
want
bro.
nah,
Funny enough, that's still this, bro. It's the same difference, bro. Because I
nah,
I
nah.
added a point for you, thinking,
Yeah,
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 bro.
you gave me 2 points, but yo, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Meanwhile, it's still the same gap. Like, come on, bro. Like here, I'm thinking I gave myself like an extra advantage here, bro. Like, get out of here, bro.
It's okay. We're giving you guys an extra advantage. You don't have to win this game this weekend. You can still play Champions League next year. We're dangling it in front of you.
Wait, who's
Um,
doing that?
Arsenal, because we're gonna win the champs, and we're gonna gift you Champions League next year.
Oh, right. Episode 90. And then what minute?
It's an hour and 29 minutes in.
All right. Thanks for that.
Um, Arsenal, Everton. I got Arsenal.
ah,
Laurent?
Yeah, I'm
Or
gonna
sorry,
go
CJ.
Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Arsenal as well.
CJ, you gonna copy his prediction?
I am, yes.
Um, I already said Chelsea's gonna win. Laurent, are you
Uh,
confident with your boys? Or are you gonna be strategic because you want the jersey next year?
Chelsea win.
Or do I have to bring out the B word?
Chelsea win. At the bridge, with the likes of the lap looking to come off the bench.
And Jorgensen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Chelsea.
CJ?
Chelsea. I'm surprised it took you that long to think about it,
Mm, I
Laurent.
know. It's because I didn't
Listen,
say the B word, bro. That's
a
what it is.
draw, a draw could have been a good prediction actually for this kind of game.
I think if Newcastle had nothing to play for, yeah, that makes more sense. But they're in the exact same position as you. If not, again, like Mehrdad alluded to, they probably have more of a chance of qualifying just based on scoreline. So I think they're gonna, they'll be a little bit jaded too. They'll probably have to rotate a little bit. So you guys may just edge this one.
Last but not least, United Villa. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I think it's going to be a United win just because they didn't play midweek and they lost their last game, and I think they're going to bounce back. As much as I hate to say it,
Who did they play last week? Oh, they lost to Newcastle, right?
yeah, 2-1 to 10 men Newcastle.
They've had a long break. Oh, damn, that feels like so long ago. It must suck to be out of all the cup competitions at the first hurdle. You guys have a long, long breaks, bro, until their team plays next. That's stressful. Um,
I know they played March 4th, so they've had a long rest for this game. I guess that's what happens when you only play like 30 games a year.
I, huh. Yeah, I think Man U's gonna win as well.
Laurent, are you going to copy his prediction?
All right, just give me a bit of time to think.
Wow, can you believe that? And you
Yeah,
guys, you can't say anything about me anymore, bro. I used to try and
bro.
be strategic and try and get away with, buying time. This guy's out here actually asking the professor for time.
And look at him.
Listen,
Look. He's reading something. He's reading a document about how he should bet and predict
100%,
this.
he's 100%.
Bro, did you put this on Copilot?
On what?
Did you put it
I
on
think it's
Copilot
Copilot.
or ChatGPT to tell you what to predict?
No.
Look at this guy, bro. If I knew we were allowed to do homework during the exam, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Okay, you got 5 seconds. Four, three,
Three.
two,
I'm
one.
gonna go draw. I'm
Oh,
gonna
thank God, CJ. We're gonna make up more ground. This is amazing.
I'm gonna draw.
Bro, CJ, if you would have done this last year or earlier this year, he would have scolded you.
That's what I'm saying.
Doing what?
Taking this
That's
Taking
kind
what
of
I'm saying.
time.
Yeah, bro. Like I've only done it once.
Oh, really?
once?
Yeah, I've only
Okay.
done it once.
Okay.
Usually my responses are pretty instant. I can calmly say I've only done it once.
Mm.
In terms of out and out asking for time, yeah. But before you tried to, you were strategic about it. You'd ask us questions like, who's injured? Who's injured for this game? Or like, what does the form
Yeah, these
guide say?
are
You know what I mean?
bro,
You'll
and
try and
these are
buy time,
no,
you know?
it's not me buying time. And I think I would ask this even before you guys make your predictions, right? Because I'm usually the one to go first, remember? Because I was exactly funny enough. So I'm giving you guys time as well. Because I was the one to go first. So I'm asking these questions, therefore giving you guys more time. So there is no advantage to anyone in that circumstance. Thank you very much.
That's cap as
No,
fuck.
it's not cap because I was usually the one going first because I was last on the leaderboard for the longest time.
Yeah, but
Nice,
as of lately, you've been
no,
going last.
and then no, yeah, and then as of lately, when I got ground, I've never asked for any time. I've never taken additional time. I've always answered prompt, and that's a fact.
Cap. That's
That's a
cap.
100% a fact.
Cap.
Name me one time then.
We'll go
Which
back. I'll
which
send you the
all
clips. I
right,
had
all
them
right,
all on.
all
They
right,
have
all
them
right,
all on tape.
all right. You can
We
do
have
that,
them
bro.
all on tape.
Yeah. You can do that, right, bro.
Yeah.
Watch the game tape there, Mr. Arteta, right? And tell me if you
Yeah,
find
bro,
any.
because we're not taking this as serious as you, fam. We got you. We understand you need a jersey. Well, we're here to fund it. No problem.
Listen, you can spin it whichever way. Like I said, bro, I'm looking to come out on top. That's 100%, right? And yeah, bro, that's all there is to it, bro.
You'll
Uh,
need a consolation prize this season because your club isn't doing it for you. So whatever we can do to help, fam, we got you.
Listen, whatever way you want to spin it, bro. But at the end of the day, right, we are competing here, and I'm looking to win, bro. And that's that.
I mean, at
All
least we
right.
can say, you know, one team may finish Centurion because we sure as hell know Chelsea won't. The owners of Chelsea United or Chelsea FC, Stan Kroenke and Arsenal have made sure that Chelsea will not be Centurion this year.
Well, I think I can get to 100 points on the leaderboard. Yeah.
CJ,
So
who gets
those,
more? Who finishes the season with more points, Laurent or Chelsea?
yeah, it looks like Laurent's got a good case at this point. So long as, he continues to do his homework during the exam, I think
Hmm.
he'll get 100 points.
Hmm.
Listen, whatever you want to see, bro. Whatever you want to see. We're all here. We all have the same allotted amount of time. Um, Mind you, right? We've had to play the Jeopardy music for you for quite some time now, right?
And that's what I'm saying. You've taken the mantle as of the last 2 months. You've been taking your
A
Jeopardies,
a
asking the,
hundred
the
percent now.
asking the teacher
A
for
hundred
extensions
a
during
hundred
the
percent now.
exam. At
A
least I
hundred
used to ask before the exam. You're asking during the exam.
a
How does
hundred
that
percent
work?
now. This is the only time that I've asked
Cap, cap.
for that. And funny enough, the reason why I know this is the only time is because this is the only time you've actually called it out, right? Where we can all remember that say, okay, yeah, he's actually pointed it out that he's asking for time. Because I do not remember you guys even
That's what I'm
pointing
saying.
this
You
out.
haven't blatantly asked for time before, but you strategically like beat it around the bush and taken your
No,
time on purpose to try and
no,
buy yourself time.
no. There
All
was,
right.
and
No
again, right?
problem. No problem. No problem.
Again, you're trying to say that, oh, I was doing that when I was asking who was injured and whatnot. But yeah, that was when I was first to vote, right? Because I was last on the leaderboard, and I haven't been last for quite some time, man. I don't even remember what that feels like.
Don't worry, bro.
So
Next podcast, I got you with the receipts. Just make sure
okay,
you're ready for the apology when it comes for it.
okay. Got you, bro.
Yeah. Whatever helps you get the star above the badge, bro. We're here for.
All right. Yeah, bro.
Whatever helps you get the star above the badge.
Oh shit. Listen, 90 episodes in and we're still got banter at the beginning, the end, the middle. Um, we'll be back Sunday previewing everything else that happened and previewing Champions League. But most importantly, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Getting a lot of views, not a lot of subscribers. We can see. Please hit that subscribe. It will help us. We're bringing more content. We're doing the pre-match previews. We're doing the post-match reactions, and we're gonna have a lot more coming your way as we get into the summer months, celebrating Arsenal's Champions League win as well as the Premier League win. So we got a lot more content coming your way.
Yeah, you got to be able to say that with a straight face, bro.
I it was a straight face until you looked up and you started grinning. So on that bombshell, adios.